And I feel like I'm kind of fishy outside the water because everybody is talking about Beijing religion, but I'm actually a specialist on international politics, but I know something about Beijing, and perhaps according to Beijing, the way is creator of all things, whereas harmony is the dynamic of all things, embodying different proportions of yin and yang. So basically, if I follow the Taoist principle, perhaps maybe doing nothing is the best, and sending you guys off to the city tour of a forbidden city or Olympic Stadium, rather than keeping you here. But somehow I am also feel like doing my role as kind of a unique being, you know? So that's why I need to fill the next 15 minutes with some ideas. I can perhaps, entertain you, at least hopefully I can enlighten you, but that's a very lofty goal. So basically what I'm going to talk here is basically about harmony. Robin mentioned the ideas of Beijing or maybe harmony or whatever, the philosophical ideas. It's very hard to politicize them. I mean, to deliver them to the bigger community of people. But I know how to do that because I am a political scientist, and I will show you how we can create a different world, which I describe as harmonity. So it's a kind of idea replacing what we call modernity. So I want to create a world in which we can live, basically happily, just like the symphony orchestra. Already, Lydia mentioned a lot about symphony. How we can, lead a happy life with maybe the simple bowl of noodle, but still doing their own roles. The conductor sometimes need this. In the even Baroque classical music, they didn't have a conductor. Also, maybe postmodern music, we don't need conductors. But sometimes we need conductors. It doesn't matter basically whether he's there or not. But the important thing is playing our own unique roles and live happily by recognizing each other properly. So I am here arguing that basically we live in the period of modernity. It could be translated into Jindai or Xiandai, whatever. But now I am arguing harmonity is gaining forces, and I'm going to define what harmonity is all about. So basically, we know modernity has been a period of rapid economic growth, scientific and technological advancement, and population explosion. But modernity is to blame for attempting universalized embedded ethnic hierarchies, religious hierarchies, even institutional hierarchies. Basically, modernity has a process of westernization. So Western white people's Christian democratic supremacy over all other maybe cultures and traditions. And after this period of modernity, postmodernity unfolded by denying everything modern and scientific. But this postmodernity is also to blame for failing to provide ideas, rules for national and global governance, or unifying programs of action, because of its rejection of everything modern and dependence on small narratives. So basically, the idea of harmony is like this. Harmony denotes a contemporary postmodern period in which the logics and promises of modernity have been irreversibly declining amidst the outcry for change from the poor and the deprived and the discriminated. So I argue modernity, postmodernity, and harmonity are all defined as the period of when specific streams of memes flowing along the river of human history gain prevalence over other rival streams of memes.
Perhaps you are familiar with the idea of memes. It's a term coined by Richard Dawkins. It means a cultural gene for transmission of transmission or imitation, such as ideas, behaviors, styles, and techniques. So basically, there are many modernist meme complexes defined as co-adapted sets of mutually assisting memes. So they refer to rationalism, individualism, progress, science and technology, and nation building, whereas the harmonist memes are the opposite of the modernist memes, such as relationalism, 关系, communitarianism, sustainability, sharing and peering, and community building. So on this table, I put everything here. You know, there are modernist memes like rationalism, individualism, progress, science and technology, nation building. How these modernist memes are declining relatively against the rise of new harmonist memes. I will show you this each one by one. So basically, it's a rationalism versus relationalism. We had a strong belief of, the philosophy of Descartes, cogito ergo cogito. I think, therefore, I am. He actually divided everything between the thinking subject and the object in the environment. But this analytical thinking has been being denied in the 20th century. First, maybe Einstein, he even introduced the idea of, or theory of relativity. Everything could be, in a sense, subjective to the viewer. Even time and space could be curved like this. This is a fundamental revolution of, or change of modernist ideas. Heidegger, another German philosopher, he mentioned Dasein, meaning being in the world. He denied the Western philosophical tradition from Plato to Hegel, and he argued, basically, we are basically entities living in the environment. There is no separation between object and subject. So he also tried to revolutionize the thinking about human civilization. And he had a strong contact with the Zen Buddhist from Japan. So actually, it's kind of intercultural communication and dialogue which happened actually in the development of his philosophical ideas. Obviously, Confucianism is talking about relationalism, the relationship between individuals, families, societies, nations, and the entire world. So I am arguing the relationalism is gaining forces. And communitarianism, basically, by the rise of the West, a lot of new powers are rising, like China, India, maybe Japan, Korea, and whatever, Russia, Brazil. These countries are rising newly and bringing with them new ideas, many very much communitarian ideas, rather than Western individualistic ideas. So this is also one of the new development. And progress and sustainability. We now face global economic slowdown, and China's development is also slowly going down to the less than maybe 7% or 6%. So also what we face is ecological disasters and worsening gap between rich and poor. Al Gore, the former US vice president, was preaching about the dangers our humanity is facing. Basically, global warming might terminate human existence on this world. And also this movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still, Keanu Reeves appears in that movie, and he's an alien. He first claimed he came to the Earth as friends of the earth. So some people regarded this remarks, and maybe he's a friend of the humans, but it was not like that. Basically, according to the alien represented by Keanu Reeves, humans are basically contaminators or destructors of the earth.
Yeah.
So that means Keanu Reeves, the alien, came to the earth to destroy human civilization. Right? So now we have this kind of ecological disasters unfolding. We need to take action. And also, Occupy Wall Street, because of the rising gap between poor and rich, many people are demanding fair share about everything. So this is also new trend. Science technology, basically, all these people, they create some kind of infrastructure for actually peering and sharing. Basically, for example, Steve Jobs, he's not really innovator because he just put together everything already existing, like a camera, calculator, mobile phone, in this small piece he called the iPod. But still, the ingenious part of his act was actually creating some kind of infrastructure for communicating across different communities. So I call it communitarian turn of science and technology. And nation building and community building. So basically, nation building or the period of modernity has been basically nation building and imperialism. But now I'm arguing we are moving more into the phase of community building. Perhaps I have 3 minutes to go. So this is actually my idea. You never heard of something like this. I am arguing modernity and harmonity are taking turns. Basically, harmonity and modernity appear to form double helix structure. It's just like a gene mentioned by Livia, and in which when one is salient for a certain period, the other takes backseat, waiting for its turn along the long flow of evolutionary human history. So in other words, harmonist memes will be salient features of a given historical period, while there is undercurrent of a modernist memes. So this is actually conventional timelines of history, starting from antiquity, Middle Ages, and modernity. So now some people say we are in the post-modernity or high modernity, late modernity, fluid modernity, reflexive modernity, or second modernity. That's the way we describe ourselves. But this is the way I describe our existence. Antiquity has been modernity. It's an axial period where great philosophers preached new ideas, great inventions were made, and then it has been stabilized into Middle Ages, which is maybe harmonity. And then modernity started with Enlightenment, industrial revolutions. Now I'm arguing we are entering into harmonity, but it's still very weak. Basically, modernity, flows of modernity, flows of postmodernity are very strong still in 2015. But harmonity has started to unfold like this. So basically, I don't have to repeat all this. You know already very well about what President Xi Jinping said, what Foreign Minister Wang Yi said. But anyway, China has a long way to go to create harmonious society or harmonious world. China needs to promote diversity in both domestic and international governance. Basically, you are familiar with this. It's a prison proposed by the French philosopher Foucault. So the watchman here can control every inmate in this prison. This is a very much modernist vision of society. But this already different strings, percussionists, and brass they play their own role creating harmony. So, in this stage, wrapping up my discussion, I solemnly declare the advent of Harmonity here and today. Thank you very much.